So, I have good news and a bad news. The good news is that in less than 16 minutes and 50 seconds, you will know all the scientific process step by step, backed by the latest research on how to make stuff happen, how to manifest your dream reality, created and experimented by the only guy that can actually claim he manifested more than 2 billions, and he wrote the full process in his own book that became a New York Times bestseller. This guy taught me everything and changed my life, changed 100,000 people's life, and maybe if you apply even 20% of those, it might change a bit your life too. The bad news is that you'll be stuck with my spaghetti accent and dirty jokes for around 16 minutes and 50 seconds. But you know what? I don't care. My mom says my accent's fine and we go for it. I'm also going to be very fast. Too fast, as she said. But I also said that, you know what? We can do this as many times as you want. So let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. So very quick on the science, first step. Second step, I'll tell you the techniques that makes you possible the fact. And then third, what's going to happen to you after you do these things. Let's go. Okay, the science is fairly easy. First thing is, there is something called reticular activation system, very easy. When you buy a new car, you see this new car everywhere. When you think you are the king, your brain start looking for clues to confirm that you're the king. Okay, so you better think that you are the best. You better think that everything is easy, fun, and flowing. Easy. Second thing, there's a guy named Hoffman. He's the probably #1 researcher when it comes to quantum, when it comes to consciousness applied to real life. And he discovered one thing. He discovered that the universe has only 2 rules. Rule #1, everything comes from consciousness. Rule #2 is that every experience increase the chance the experience will happen again. So basically, when you're happy, it gives you more reason to be happy. When you're sad, it gives you more reason to be sad. The life works as a mirror. When you smile, it smiles you back. And when you cry, it cries you back. So by you thinking that you're great, you have everything it takes, everything it's easy, everything will be flowing, then reality with a high chance will prove you right. Okay. Third thing, you think that your brain is a ChatGPT. So it's not. Why? It's not, because your brain is more of a receiver. One day you sit down and you're very angry and upset, and he says, you know what, you guys just don't understand anything. You guys don't understand me because you're very frustrated. And you say stupid stuff. That's how it works. And then your wife, your husband, your dog never forgets. Okay? So because if you are a radio frequency, when you are low vibration, so angry, upset, nervous, frustrated, you get low vibration information. When you're relaxed, when you chilled, when you're on holiday, when you're under the shower, when you're washing dishes, when you're with someone you like, when you are in your flow, you get higher level of information. So the more you relax, the higher level of information you go. Again, the more you think that you're fun, you're good, you're calm, you can do everything you want, the more you get ideas that will confirm that. The more you get ideas on what to say and what to do, that confirm that. Okay, so you see more stuff. So if you think everything is flowing, if you think you're good, and if you're in the right state of mind, you see more stuff that confirm it, things happen, and you have great ideas about it. And then the last but not least is not the last but not least. Pay attention. The last but not least is like everything is connected by everything is quantum entanglement and connected by something called Higgs field. Also said the gold particle. So basically, I think this channel is called like Spaghetti Manifest. So I'm connected with a guy in China that is good doing noodle manifest. Now we all connected, okay? So why am I saying this? Because it means that not just I can receive great ideas, I can also potentially make stuff happen. I can also potentially from my room thinking somehow and connect with someone around and install the idea to contact me somehow. And you know what? You've done it. You've done it already, because like some times ago you sit down in a chair and you said, I wonder what John from high school is doing right now. And then like after 30 minutes, he's like, wow, this is John from high school. Hi, John from high school. What happened? Again, recap. If you are in the right state of mind, you see more, you notice more stuff. More stuff happened that confirmed that. You receive great idea that confirmed that, and maybe you'll be able to talk to people in a certain way or make stuff happen in a certain way that we will actually end up, even if you're not connected to, will actually create stuff that confirm the fact that you are in a certain sense an absolute king of the world. Last but not least, this is the most important thing. How all these things happen? These things happen because you have two brains, like the horns of a bull. There's two. So you have two brains. One is your logical brain, and he produces 41 bits of information a second. The second one is your beautiful subconscious, or you can call it soul, you can call it higher self, you can call it God, you can call it Batman, you can call it Mickey Mouse, or you can call me later because I've got nothing to do this afternoon. This guy, your subconscious, can produce 11 million of information. What does that mean? It means that in a certain sense, you going through life as a very low level chess player. You sit down and you're like, I want to make money. And then you're like, okay, what kind of option do I have? Or I want to be happy and free and travel the planet and live by income. Okay, what kind of option do I have? And you have your 2, 3 moves. And if you don't know what's going to happen after each move. Okay, you are a low level chess player. If I move the knight here, what's going to happen? If I move the pawn here, what's going to happen? Makes sense, right? But while you are this low level chess player, you have a bigger brain that is the #1 computer ever done in chess. And this #1 computer ever done in chess can see all your moves, knows your opponent, knows the strategy, knows everything and anything, and can predict 25 moves in advance, can predict the future basically. Okay, so he knows everything. And this guy, this bigger you, can communicate with this guy. How? Through intuition and love and emotions. You know what? You've done it already. You know, sometimes you see a guy and you're like, I don't like you. And then after 3 months, this guy end up being like bad. And you're like, everybody's like, how did you know? And you're like, I just know. Or like, you know what? Sometimes you see a person who's like, something clicked. That's your brain telling you that's the way to go. Or you know what? Sometimes you do a project and it feels right. And everybody's like, it doesn't make any sense. And you're like, you guys understand, it feels right. It feels right here. And that's this bigger computer telling you this is the biggest possible move you can do. Why do we care about all those things? Because it means that whenever you are in a state of mind, when everything is fun, everything is easy, everything is at your reach, you know you can do it, you have all the abilities to do that, and you're gonna have it, then you notice more stuff to confirm that things happen, you have the great ideas, you touch other people and situations to make stuff happen, and your bigger computer will work this direction to you through intuition. So the point is, how can I be in this highest possible state? How can I be in the possible place ever? Okay, we have certain techniques. Okay, these techniques, you just do it once in a while, I'll tell you when. But with that said, if you have anything else that works for you, just do it. Because there's only one God on this planet. There's only one God, and this God is you. You know everything better than me. You don't need me. You just whatever makes you feel better, you do it. With that said, this is scientifically what happen to be the best things you can do. First one is you have to write a contract. What does that mean? You sit down and you, one, understand what you want. Do you want to be a princess? Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be an actor? Do you want to be, let's say you want to have hundreds of pizzerias all around the planet, travel the world and having fun. Fine. Let's say you don't know what you want. What do? You write what you want to feel. You want to feel free, you want to feel strong, you want to feel rich, you want to feel empowered, you want to feel impactful, and all sorts of stuff. And then you might ask, what kind of material things will make you feel that way? But that's another story. Anyway, you write your contract and you says, I want to have hundreds of pizzerias everywhere around the planet and travel the world and be rich. Easy, okay? Now, what you have to do is you have to say, I don't care how I'm going to get there. You have to write down, I don't know and I don't care how we're going to get there. I just want to get there. That's it. And you sign. As soon as you sign, your subconscious brain works by symbol. It means that it doesn't understand words, but it does understand symbols. By you signing the contract, you're telling this guy, is telling you this guy, hey, we need to work towards this direction. So the laptop, the computer, the chess grandmaster will be like, okay, these are the 25 moves that we can take. We're going to make it. And then it's going to give you intuition on how to do it. Second thing, this is a bit complex. Okay, now you need to be in the highest state possible. How do we do that? You can go to the mirror and says, I'm happy, I'm confident, I'm free. And it's like taking a McDonald's hamburger, write it a healthy burger, and pretend to be healthy. It's not going to work. If you say yourself to the mirror, hey, I'm healthy, successful, and free, it's not a truth. It's not a truth. So you wrote your contract. You wrote your contract. The contract needs to be written in past tense. Past tense means that you need to write this in the past because you give the message to your brain that you've already done it, and it puts you in the state that you've already done it. So you need to write, I own hundreds of pizzerias spread around the planet. I live a life of travel, luxury, and fun. Okay? Easy. Now you're gonna have two conflicting thoughts up there. Two thoughts will come in your head. One will be like, yay, I can do it. It's gonna feel right. The second thought will be like, Wait a minute, I don't know how to do it. Wait a minute, I'm dumb. Wait a minute, my mom told me I'm stupid since I was a kid. How can I do it? I'm not that good anyway. You have some doubt crippling it. But anyway, my mom never told me that. My mom told me I'm amazing, but that's another story. But the point is, you're going to have some weird thoughts coming in. Some people will tell you, Francesco, you should stop your thoughts. Well, these people probably have drunk bleach when they were kids because you cannot stop your thoughts. The thoughts are super fast. The thoughts are 0.05 milliseconds. You cannot be faster than 5 milliseconds. My girlfriend says otherwise, but you cannot be faster than 5 milliseconds. You cannot stop your thoughts. So there's no way you can stop your thoughts. What do you do then? You can go to the mirror and says, you know what, I'm strong, I can do it, and this is not gonna work. If you go to the mirror, do you think Elon Musk is Elon Musk because he went to the mirror and said, I can do it? I don't think so. Like, if you go to the mirror and says, I can do it, it's like taking a good cheeseburger from McDonald's and writes healthy burger in the box. It doesn't change the fact that it's not a healthy burger, right? So what do we do? What do we do when any thoughts come in? Well, I need 3 minutes of your time. Let me explain that. Okay, so I'll tell you this technique that is called the grandma technique. Okay, you can see this is my grandma. Okay, this is my grandma here. We got the same eyes. I don't know if you notice. So my grandma here. When I went to my grandma, and if you went to your grandma, it's the same, and you says, grandma, I want to start a business. Your grandma will look at you and think, Francesco, shut up, don't talk to me anymore. Go find a wife, find a stable job, make kids. That's it, right? That's what your grandma does. Why am I telling you this? Because your brain works as your grandma. So he loves you from the moon and back. But as small things, he acts on outdated information, like the grandma. Your grandmother acts as an outdated information with a set of information that is not relevant anymore to the 21st century. Okay? Your brain is the same. Your brain thinks that by making you feel insecure, by making you feel weak, by making you feel not good, it's actually protecting you from bigger stuff. This is not true, because if this is true, if all these things is true, then I have to feel good, I have to feel right, I have to feel strong. But how can I tell my brain to stop make me feel bad? There is a technique that is a bit weird, but you better do it, and it was invented by the #1 biokinesiologist on the planet called Bradley Nelson, and he has 25 years of history. How does that work? So it works this way. It's called the grandma technique. It's called the grandma because I say so, not because someone else says so. And it works this way. Apparently, all your information are stored in your hard disk of your brain. Your hard disk of your brain is a vase, tube-shaped electromagnetic field that goes from your upper lips, then up to your beautiful Italian marble-made David of Michelangelo-like nose, and then all the way back until it gets to your spine, and then finally finish on your butt. That you cannot see, but it's actually very good. I never ever receive any complaint and have a 5-star review on TripAdvisor. But apart from it, so you have this beautiful, place here that is where all your belief are stored, all your thinking are stored. If you do like this, so if you take your hands, or even better, you take a magnet and you pass it from the tip of your forehead till here, and you say something to release this belief, to release these thoughts, the thoughts automatically get rewritten in your subconscious. Okay? So you just do like this. Look, it's easy. 10 times in a row. If you want to do 3 days in a row, but usually 1 day is enough. And he says, let's say I don't feel enough. He says, I release the feeling of, even with my hands, I release the feeling of not being enough because it's not useful for me. And I do it 10 times. I release the feeling of not being enough because it's not useful for me. And just by doing so, you're telling your grandma in your head that is telling you not enough, I don't need you. Thank you so much. I don't need you. She'll be like, okay, sorry, I go.
So super quick interruption for a very important message. Every week, I do take 2 calls with 2 different people where I teach them everything I know and I guide them into a specific meditation that unlock their ability to talk and communicate more with their higher mind, in a sense. This is for me, so I can build case studies and I can also get in touch with people understanding problems, so I can help other betters. If you want to be one of these 2 people for this week, just click the link below and book the call and have fun.
Right? I know what you're thinking. It's like, wow, this is too weird. And I say it works. You say, Francesca, you're drinking too much. And we both will be right because this does work. And I'm drinking too much. Okay, so first thing is you write the contract. Second thing is you, every time you have a bad thoughts, at least once a day, you rewire your brain. Third thing is you need to act. How do you you need to act? Act what? The contract. So you need to read the contract once a day, visualize the contract in first person as already done. For me, having hundreds of pizzerias, involving the five senses would be better at least 3 times a day. It takes 30 seconds. And last and not least, you need to act. You need to act. What do I mean by that? You need to act like. So once a week, even if you do more, it's fine. But once a week, you need to pretend you are this owner of hundreds of pizzerias. So what you do is, you want to have a Ferrari, go to a Ferrari dealership. You want to have a big house with hundreds of, the worth hundreds of millions, go to an open house with hundreds of millions, no sort of stuff, okay? While you do these things, each day, you need to do one thing that is very, very, very super important. There is nature time and meditation. Why? For two reasons. Nature time, okay, when you are in nature, you are surrounded by fractals. So you are surrounded, the trees are fractals, the smells are fractal smells, the water is fractal. Now, when you're surrounded by fractals, this is the highest possible state you can get. It's like the law of resonance. When you are with people that are successful, you become successful. When you are in nature, you are actually becoming, in a certain sense, nature. You're actually becoming the higher state. You're becoming the order, the calmness. So that's why people enjoy so much nature, because of the fractals. So go in nature and spend at least 3 hours a week in nature. 3 hours a week is possible. It's like 1 day a week, basically, right? Second thing, you need to meditate. Why? Well, because when you meditate, and when meditate, I mean you sit down and stop talking for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes of meditation a day, your chess player shuts up. So if your chess player shut up, the only thing left is your supercomputer. So you can get access to your supercomputer. You're not gonna get access now, but you're gonna give them space to come. Okay? So repeat what to do. You write your contract and it says, I don't care how I get there, I wanna get there. Every time you have a bad thoughts, you rewrite, you're rewiring with the grammar techniques. Then you read it every day, visualize it 3 times a day, and once a week you act like. And then you spend 3 hours a week in nature and 20 to 30 minutes a day meditation. Okay? But after you've done all this stuff, what is going to happen? Okay? So there's one thing that you probably have seen. If you look at something called, if you look at every tree on the planet, you realize the tree don't grows like this. Tree grows like this. Tree actually is like this. Tree, first in spring they grow, then in fall they lose a leaf, and then they get stuck in winter, and then boom, in summer the green spring come back and they grow more. Your life would be the same. If you look at all the stock market, and if you look at the stocks never grow like this. Stocks grow like this. If you look at nature, it grows like this. If you look at if you ever been in sales, you realize that you do hundreds of sales one quarter and 10 sales the next quarter. So it's always like this. It goes up, but that's how it works. So what does that mean? It means that when you start doing this, in a period that will last, let's say 6 months, you're gonna feel like the king or the queen. You're gonna achieve the best day possible. You're gonna see stuff happen. You're gonna see your life improving. You're gonna get a lot of new things coming, and then everything will get stuck, and you'll be like, oh, you know what? I can do. I don't care. I don't care if anything goes stuck. I'm the best. I can do it. But then everything gets stuck, and it stays stuck. And this is where you're like, oh, maybe I'm not that smart. And here, negative synchronicity happens. So bad things that there's one chance of 100 they happen here. And you get stuck here, and it seems there's nothing you can do. But at a certain point, you grow. Why I'm telling you that? Because if you feel that nothing is working after a bit, that's how it works. There's nowhere else. There's a guy named Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio is the Steve Jobs of investment, they call him, okay? Ray Dalio still is a billionaire, is rich, has everything he says. He says that his life goes like this every time. Even now, he grows, then he goes back, and he lost everything, then he get back on track, and then he grows more. This is what his life does. Why not our life? If you look at any sort of big, famous, successful, even not successful person of the past that has wrote a biography, there's always like this. So this is, I'm not saying this isn't going to happen 100%. I'm saying that if that happen, you means you're on track. But what's going to happen? Once you reach this point, that you just get stuck, majority of people will work more. But then if you work more and you push yourself more, you get tired, you get frustrated. And if you get tired and frustrated, the universe will give you more reason to be frustrated and tired. And this guy cannot talk to you because you're too frustrated and tired. So what you need to do is you need to chill. You need to chill and you need to work only if it feels good. Another important thing is, remember, all your success in life came because of this guy, not because of this guy. So what you have to do is you have to connect with your intuition. So to understand more, you need to ask yourself every day, what do I feel like doing? What do I want to do? What does it feel right to do? What does it feel good to do? Don't ask what is the most logical step, but what does it feel right? What does it feel exciting? What does it feel that I want to do? And this is your guide telling you where to go. Last but not least, in this place of stuckness, you will experience signs. What does that mean? Because here you're making a lot of money eventually, or you're making good progress. So you don't need any sign. You don't need the universe to tell you you're doing good. You know you're doing good. You're making money. But here you're not doing anything good. So at least it seems. So it means that somehow this guy to quantum entanglement will give you signals. How is he going to give you signals? If you see a specific bird, if you see 11:11 in your clock, you're doing good. That's it. That's how it works. And then once everything here it seems like it's stuck, you don't know what to do, and you accept it, and finally you said, you know what, I accepted it, and it's not good. I'm done. If you accepted it, you get into a state of mind that is the possible ever. I accept where I am, and then things, boom, start going up, and you will say, you know what, that was interesting. That was full of like up and down. That was full of things, but would love to do it again. And that's also what she said.